Welcome to Rock Club's record album review of Pearl Jam 10. My name is Kevin Z, and I'm a lifelong musician and music fan. I'd like to think I've gained some musical wisdom over my 50 years of listening to, performing, and studying music from among my many favorite artists. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my Rock Club channel, as I intend to review another monumental album each week. I grew up with classic rock bands like Led Zeppelin, Boston, and Kiss, and I watched as new wave bands like Duran Duran hit big on MTV and television shows like Friday Night Videos. I witnessed the evolution of 80s alternative rock and hair metal and the rise of grunge. I'll give you my perspective on epic rock albums spanning across these years. I hope I can pass on some of this knowledge to my daughters, Sky and Ava, whose playlists include tunes from my album collection and my first generation iPod here. Another inspiration has been folks at work who heard my playlist songs, and many of them heard them for the first time and commented how today's music has changed so much and how Generation Z can benefit from my knowledge of these great artists and bands. I'm reviewing artists' albums in their formatted order as they were originally intended to be listened to, so keep in mind these are my opinions, so feel free to comment, agree, or disagree. So let's begin. Summer of 1992 was an eventful one for me, to say the least. For one, my University of Minnesota college career was coming to a close. Yes, I was actually going to graduate. How I managed to pull that off, being a member of a fraternity that closely resembled Delta House from the movie Animal House, I'm not quite so sure. My rock band Wanderlust was also doing quite well during this time, playing a mix of both originals and cover songs from rock artists that we admired. One of our favorite covers to perform and a staple of our third set was Alive by Pearl Jam. Grunge had just exploded upon the music scene with bands like Nirvana, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, and of course Pearl Jam. My band covered tunes from all four of these iconic bands from the, quote, Seattle scene, as it was being called. They were the new breed, the new blood, with new raw garage band sounds. The music was intense and full of emotion. I started to grow my hair out, wore a plaid t-shirt, long black jean shorts, and my Doc Marten boots, all with pride. What can I say? Life was good. Released August 27th, 1991, Pearl Jam 10 is the band's debut album. The band was formed when bassist Jeff Ament and guitarist Stone Gossard of the defunct Seattle-based band Mother Love Bone brought in friend Mike McCready on lead guitar and sent their demo tape to a San Diego native by the name of Eddie Vedder, whose lyrics and intense vocal stylings caught their attention. They flew Eddie up to Seattle, added in drummer Dave Cruzen, and the incredible Pearl Jam sound started to take shape. The album opens with the tune Once. It is an absolute rocker. Right out of the gate, you get to hear Eddie Vedder's powerful vocals as he sings his deep, intense lyrical content. He's not singing about cliched rock song topics like chicks and drinking. He and his band Pearl Jam are about real emotions. Love the cool bridge section on this tune where the band riffs in unison. If the first track didn't get you by the short hairs, the second track, Even Flow, sure as heck will. It was the second single released off the album. The video for this song went viral on MTV the spring of 1991. The tune is centered around a very catchy guitar riff that repeats throughout. Track 3, side 1, Alive, put Pearl Jam on the grunge scene map. It was the first single released off the album, and the band's coinciding video would play on MTV the entire summer and fall of 91. Yeah, whoa, I'm still alive, whoa, I'm still alive. The intensity of the song brought Pearl Jam out of the Seattle scene crowd and moved them to the front of the line. With Eddie writing a semi-autobiographical song about finding out his stepdad was not his real father, the song's deep lyrical content makes listeners reflect on their own often messed up lives and upbringing. Sometimes life doesn't seem all that fair, right? Track 4, side 1, Why Go, is another rocker written about the serious issue of mental illness and a misdiagnosis by doctors and parents causing a girl to run away from her home. Pearl Jam again releases raw emotion in this song. There's a great guitar solo by Mike McCready. Great drumming also by Dave Cruzan on this tune as well. And as a side note, Cruzan would check himself into rehab upon the album's recording completion, and Pearl Jam would hire hard-hitting drummer Dave Abruzzese for their subsequent tour. Track 5, side 1, is the beautiful track Black. Who among us hasn't loved and lost? Here Eddie strips his heart bare, sharing his feelings of loss and anger at losing the woman he loves to another. He blew it all and he knows it, and now all he can do is wallow in it. I know someday you'll have a beautiful life. I know you'll be the sun in somebody else's sky, but why can't it be mine? What a powerful ballad. It was, I was there, Eddie. I can truly relate. Track 6, side 1, is another hit, Jeremy. This was the third single released off the album, and the band shot a dramatic, movie-like video that remained on MTV through the entire second half of 1992. Very catchy opening riff. Here, Eddie was inspired after reading a newspaper article. He wrote to sing the tale of Jeremy, a boy from a well-to-do family whose parents had other things to do besides give their son love and attention. And finally, reaching his breaking point, he commits suicide in front of his school English class. Again, Pearl Jam isn't afraid to shy away from tough subject matter in their songs. Side note, I find it a bit ironic and sad that Eddie Vedder is the last man standing among the grunge movement's 4 key lead singers, with Kurt Cobain, Lane Staley, and Chris Cornell having all left this earth way too soon. May they rest in peace. Side 2, track 1, Oceans, is a reflective song of love. While rehearsing in Seattle, Eddie wrote the lyrics stranded out in the rain about an ocean current pulling him towards the one he loves. Very nice lyrics, pretty song. Also, the timpani part added in by drummer Dave Cruzan was a really nice touch. Track 2, side 2, Porch, opens with Eddie dropping an F-bomb in his lyrics and proceeds to get more intense from there. Great searing guitar solo during the bridge. It's another emotional rocker of a tune off the album. Track 3, side 2, opens with the haunting guitar riff by Stone Gossard. It is the song Garden. The song builds during the verses and really kicks in during the chorus. There's a very soulful guitar solo by Mike McCready. Nice mix of guitar tones as well. I read that Gossard played a Gibson Les Paul and McCready a Fender Strat on the album. The mix is fantastic. It's a big dramatic production of a song that really sounds great. Track 4, side 2, Deep, is another great rocker. This time played in a 6/8 tempo that sort of swings as it rolls. Once again, we have a deep subject matter as a young protagonist stands high on a ledge thinking of jumping because they're in too deep. The last track on the album, Release, is a somber tune. Here, Eddie again really opens up and sings with raw emotion about his dad, whom he never got to the chance to know, and he wonders about their similarities. It's another deep track from an album filled with songs that really make you stop and think. Pearl Jam 10 is an absolutely amazing debut album. It has sold over 14 million albums worldwide to date. Over 35 years later, the band is still going strong with 12 albums to their credit. And touring with Eddie and the band, yeah, they're still carrying the torch. Thanks for tuning in, and look for more Rokk Club record album reviews in the near future. Peace.